A 5'6" graduate student from Ballarat, Victoria, Australia, number 3, Georgia Amoore. A 6'4" junior from Cary, North Carolina, number 7, Tiani Key. A 5'8" redshirt senior from Greenville, North Carolina, number 10, Deja Lawrence.
Tonight's starting lineups for this top 25 matchup: the Illinois Fighting Illini at 19, the Kentucky Wildcats at 14. In the nation, we'll start with Illinois. Their starting lineup: number 1, Genesis Bryant, along with number 3, that is Makira Cook, a 5'6", fifth-year player for the Fighting Illini. Number 24 at guard is Adalia McKenzie. Number 23, a forward, Bryn Shoup-Hill. And a player we talked about there from the top of the broadcast, Kendall Bostic, the 6'2" forward down low, averaging 17 points and 10 rebounds a game. The Illinois Fighting Illini, led by head coach Shauna Green in her 3rd season as head coach. For the Kentucky Wildcats, the phenomenal Georgia Amoore, the 5'6" Virginia Tech transfer, averaging 16 points and 8 assists a game, will be joined in the backcourt by, that is number 10, Deja Lawrence, the redshirt senior, averaging 13 points and 2 rebounds a contest. Also out on the floor for the Kentucky Wildcats to begin this one, Tiani Key, the 6'4" junior, scoring 12 points and 9.5 rebounds a ball game. The front court for the Wildcats, number 32, Amelia Hassett, 7 points and 10 rebounds a contest. And as we mentioned there, also in our pregame coverage, Clara Strack, 17 points, 10 rebounds a ball game. The 6'5" sophomore, Brady, celebrating a birthday today.
Happy birthday, Clara. And I mean, what we're going to be so excited to watch tonight, specifically within this matchup, is the action between these guards. These guards lead their team so well at a high rate. They move the ball up and down the floor. They make smart decisions. They don't turn the ball over. All very important keys to the game and what is going to be a fantastic matchup here in the Trojan Fieldhouse.
Good crowd on hand here for the Music City Classic. Inside Trojan Fieldhouse, coverage brought to you by Coast to Coast here on Baller TV. Kentucky wearing their blue uniforms with Kentucky across the jersey for the Fighting Illini. White uniforms, orange numbers, blue letters. Illinois, Kentucky, both teams 6-0. Somebody going to leave here 7-0 with a ranked win over a non-conference opponent. Let's see what happens here tonight on the campus of Trevecca Nazarene University. Here's the Wildcats on offense. They're averaging about 78.5 points a contest this season as a drive to the hoop and a finish. First point of the night belonged to Tiani Key.
And she knew she wanted to get to a fast start. Caught that ball in the corner. A nice dribble drive, penetration into the lane. Gets the easy one off the glass.
Key's coming off 16 points, 13 rebounds a night ago against Arizona State.
See that one go out of bounds off a Key right there, that loose ball. So Illini going to keep it.
As successful as Kentucky's been on offense, defense has really been their calling card, only giving up 52.5 points a game thus far this season, as a deflection will be picked up, taken away by Lawrence.
Good hands there by Amoore in the back.
Transition 3 on the way, not going to fall for Georgia Amoore, the preseason All-SEC selection. One of several Virginia Tech transfers that follows Kenny Brooks to Lexington. So the Illini on offense, dribble drive, give and go, and down low. First points tonight for the Fighting Illini. Give it to Bryn Shoup-Hill, the 6'3" senior.
Makira Cook, we talked about it. Her vision to see the entire floor just so good. That almost looked from our vantage point like a no-look pass.
Shoup-Hill just 2 points in yesterday's action. Matches that in the first 75 seconds this evening. Triple went short on Amelia Hassett. Illini out and running with numbers in transition. Bunny missed at the basket. Putback won't fall as well for Adalia McKenzie. A little up-tempo to begin as Amoore finds the trailer, and knocking down the tray from straight away is Clara Strack.
Happy birthday, Clara. As we've already said, her first shot attempt of the night goes in. Nothing but net.
Had a great ball game yesterday, 9 of 17 from the field, scoring 24. Match opportunity won't go for Cook. And the Wildcats leading by 3, 2 minutes into this top 25 matchup. Amoore with a drive, can't finish off the window. Amoore does it really all offensively for the Wildcats, scoring 16 a game, certainly dishing it out to her teammates, 8 assists per contest this year. There's Amoore, pick and roll, finds a roller, but it's Key unable to finish at the basket.
Well designed, perfectly executed. Key just gets to the rim, not able to get it through a little bit of contact.
Another pick and roll on the opposite end. Getting to the basket, spinning, turning in the paint, and too much time in the paint. His 3 seconds called against Genesis Bryant.
Yeah, Bryant couldn't get out of the lane, and this Kentucky zone right now giving Illinois some early troubles.
Illinois a year ago, 19-15 overall, 8-10 in the Big Ten. As we mentioned, they have the nation's longest winning streak entering tonight. They've won 11 games in a row, the last 5 to end last season in the WBIT, along with 6 in a row to begin this year. Straightaway 3 offline for Tiani Key, and tracking down the rebound was Genesis Bryant for the Illini.
Key comfortable taking those threes from the top of the key. Don't give her too many of those chances. Those will start to fall.
Another point-blank miss in the basket, cleaned up by Clara Strack. Mentioned the point she had yesterday, also walked away with 10 rebounds. Here comes the 3 left wing, and that's money for Deja Lawrence. Hot hand to start the year, shooting 54% beyond the arc.
And an early strike for the Wildcats to build a 6-point lead here in the early going. You don't want them to let get going too quickly if you're the Fighting Illini.
A response opposite end, 2, but an opportunity for 3. Lay in with the foul, Adalia McKenzie. And free throw upcoming.
And that's the response they were looking for. They've had some early opportunities, but credit the defense of Kentucky striking first. And now here on the other end, McKenzie an opportunity to complete the 3-point play.
Foul goes against Tiani Key. First on Key, first on the team. There's the 3-point play for Adalia McKenzie. Makes it a 3-point ball game.
And Key gets tons of minutes here in this one. You don't want her to pick up her second. We'll see how that affects her play defensively the rest of the way here in the early going.
Inside touch for Hassett, and easy work on the left side. Amelia Hassett, the 6'3 junior, averaging 7 a ball game this year. Finds the bottom of the basket. And the Kentucky Wildcats doubling up Illinois.
Picking up right where they left off yesterday in this gymnasium against Arizona State.
4 out, 1 in look for the Fighting Illini. As mishandling it, picking it up at the charity stripe and firing the short range J. Adalia McKenzie comes up empty, and ball back to Kentucky. Nice start here for the Wildcats ultimately.
Yeah, not a positive result there for the Illini, but something to watch throughout this matchup. Key and Shoop Hill down low, battling it out for position on each end.
Lawrence, they go pick and roll again, but pass deflected, fought for on the sideline and taken away by Genesis Bryant. Illini trying to find something offensively here, just 2 of 8 from the field to begin. Here's an attack of the basket, miss opposite side, recovered by Kendall Bostic.
Bostic,
called that name too much yet.
An impact player here for the Fighting Illini. She's going to have to be a force throughout this one if they're going to beat the Wildcats tonight.
Makaira Cook drives left to right and banks it home for 2. Second team All Big Ten a year ago, first team selection as a junior. Paint touch, battling in the paint, step back fader off the back of the iron for Clara Strack. Now transition 3 on the way. Bryant can't find the bottom of the net, and a defensive rebound for Strack. There's a foul that will go against Illinois. Foul is on McKenzie. That brings us to our first timeout. Kentucky 10, Illinois 7 here in this Music City Classic on Baller TV. I'm Christian Capozzi alongside Brady Ray. Brady, about 5.5 minutes into this one, what stands out to you early on?
A nice early run offensively for the Wildcats. They get out to an 8-2 start, but as we mentioned, the response by Illinois to keep this one close. It's one of these games in tight matchups like this. You can never count a team out, but you like the battle where you're never into a double-digit deficit early, and that's the case for the Illini. They responded well to an early strike from Kentucky.
Kentucky walks in here with one of the nation's best defenses, 5th in field goal percentage allowed at just 30%. And thus far, Illinois, 2 of 10 in their last 10 shots. Offensive board and put back good for Clara Strack. As you mentioned, just picking up right where she left off yesterday.
She had a very impressive day yesterday, trying to build off that. It's early in the season for both of these squads, but it's just nice to see they're already playing with some good midseason rhythm.
Strack, another one of those Virginia Tech transfers on this Kentucky roster. As a Wildcat foul will put the Illini at the line for 2 shots. Lawrence commits the foul, her first, team second. And it's a Dahlia McKenzie. 79% from the charity stripe this year. She drains the first. Second chance opportunity. That doesn't happen too much with these Kentucky Wildcats with all that length and size they have down low.
And they're very disciplined on the defensive end of the floor as well. They're rarely ever out of position. That's something we'll see if Illinois can try and destruct here in the early going.
McKenzie bottoms both. 3-point lead for the Wildcats. Nice look on the left wing and over the backboard and out of bounds for Cassidy Rowe, who just checked into the lineup. The 5'5 junior went 0 for 3 from the field yesterday in 30 minutes of action against Arizona State. But, boy, she's played a lot of basketball in her life, Brady Ray. In high school, 65 games at the varsity level as a 7th and 8th grader.
It's just real impressive here on the other end of the floor. A quick drive leading to an opportunity at the stripe for the Illini.
Yeah, block charge call, ultimately called a block as foul goes against Cassidy Rowe.
Oh, man, that's a tough one for the Wildcats. I felt like Cassie got in position, was still, but it looks like she might have started selling some contact early.
That sends Gretchen Dolan to the line. The sophomore able to make another free throw. That's kind of part of the game a day ago for Illinois. They shot a ton of free throws, and here's another make for Gretchen Dolan. They had a historic year last year from the charity stripe, and here tonight off to a good start from there. 5 for 5 thus far for the Fighting Illini.
When they're able to get a look, they've been able to take advantage, and now they're starting to click and find that a little bit.
Amoore down to the left block, now finds Strack behind her. Strack drives, finishes, and one upcoming.
You can't let Strack get to that elbow with a pass from the baseline for Amoore and nobody in there on help side. It was too easy there for the Wildcats.
Shoop Hill, the one that commits the foul. Second on the Fighting Illini, first on Shoop Hill, right across the right cheek of Clara Strack.
And you'll see there right there, just Shoop Hill just late getting back into help, and that's what this Kentucky offense can do to you. They're always moving off ball, creating some problems for the defense.
Strack will have to stay put at 7 points, couldn't convert the 3-point play. Almost 7 minutes into this Music City Classic here inside Trojan Fieldhouse. Nice crowd on hand before both these sides head back home for Thanksgiving.
A nice pick and pop there by Bostic. Can't get the shot to fall, but if they can continue to get those kinds of looks, that could create some problems here for Kentucky that they'll have to figure out.
First shot attempt today for Bostic. She's in charge of a good portion of the offense, scoring 17 points per game thus far this year, 67% from the field. There's Lawrence pulling up at the free throw line. Amoore will let it fly, nearly banked it home.
Amoore is confident from anywhere on the floor, and right there, it's a close contest, but a good look for Amoore nonetheless.
Triple's not falling on either side. That time it was Gretchen Dolan, who comes from a long line of basketball players in the Dolan family. Mom played at Canisius, brother played as well, now has siblings playing at Cornell and Canisius while she's here on the hardwood for the Fighting Illini.
Basketball's in the Bolin blood, let me tell you.
Post move down low, but a travel called against Clara Silva. That's Silva, the 6'7" freshman, called for the travel. Kind of mute point right now. Both sides post plays. Feel like we haven't seen a big advantage either side.
That's true, and we talked about it pregame too. The post play is excellent from both of these squads. and yet we've proven their point. They're making things difficult on both ends.
Another drive and a finish, and once again, it's Adalia McKenzie. Done a lot of going left, finishing right. That time through the contact of Lawrence. Another three-point opportunity. McKenzie with 7 early points here in this one.
A strong start for her. After they got down 8-2, you could see it in her eyes. She kind of said, okay, we got to get something going. We don't want this to get out of hand early. And so far, she's let this team know, hey, we're just as good as anybody in the country. Let's go act like it.
McKenzie ties it up, 14 all. Amoore, screen from Strack. Finds the post player, bringing it in the paint, stripped clean of the basketball and taken away by Bryn Shoup-Hill. Illini with an opportunity to take the lead for the first time. Bostic from mid-range, yes.
Yeah, Strack caught with her arm down, looked away just momentarily to see where her defensive help was, and in that moment, Bostic spots up.
Bostic, the Big Ten Medal of Honor recipient a year ago, one of the highest honors that the athletic department at Illinois can give. And boy, does Bostic deserve it. Played big time on the hardwood last handful of years for the Illini. Shot offline for Hassett. Illinois leading by 2. Bryant tries the pull-up hook shot, and it's Strack there to clean it up. 45 seconds left first quarter, 16-14, Illinois. After trailing the majority of the first quarter, now playing defense as Georgia Amoore takes the screen, gets to the right side, and nothing doing. Now it's Hassett, back to Strack. She'll let it go from distance. That's off iron, and rebound controlled by the Illini with an opportunity for the last shot.
And that's exactly what you're going to see Coach Shauna Green call out. It's like, we want to hold it. We got a 2-point lead. We want an opportunity to build that lead heading into the second quarter.
Basketball currently in the hands of Genesis Bryant. 27 points a night ago. Now here's Dolan working left to right, mid-range jumper, good, with a second left in the first quarter, and the 19th ranked Fighting Illini take quarter number 1, 18-14.
Half court and even in transition is probably going to be the storyline down the stretch and what I expect to be a close game the rest of the way.
Illini have the basketball to begin quarter number 2. They lead 18-14. Touch at the elbow. Bostic in the first quarter, able to register 2 points. Can't find a basket there, and rebound wrestled away by Lexi Blue, who just checks into the ball game for the Wildcats in white and blue. This Kentucky side, offensively and defensively, they get it done as Amoore, a runner on the left side, and it rolls through. Georgia Amoore.
She was still on the move. She said, I can do this with 1 foot. Off of her left foot. What a nice jumper there for Georgia.
Entered tonight just 50 points shy of 2,000 career points. Currently the 8th active leader in points in Division I. 2 on that last play, and now Kentucky trailing by 2, back with the basketball.
Both these fan bases looking for a spark to kind of get them going, too. You can see it, but this is just such a closely contested matchup here early. Back and forth, back and forth.
There's Amoore, step back. Can she hit another? No, not that time. Board cleaned up by Kendall Bostic. She has done a ton of that in her career. She has led the Big Ten in rebounds per game the last 3 years.
That includes some of her time over there at Michigan State. Just a remarkable athlete. Bostic, a leader you want in your locker room for any team.
Foul away from the basketball, as they're going to get Gretchen Dolan with the foul. First of the quarter on the Illini, first on Dolan. But just super impressive. Just, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the stars in this gymnasium today on both sides. Amoore and company for Kentucky, and here's another one. Tiani Key driving and finishing at the hoop. Key 16 points, 13 rebounds yesterday.
The Cary, North Carolina native has made such an impact here early in the season for the Wildcats. She's going to be a true impact player, too, to watch the rest of the way when they get into conference play.
Yeah, the UNC transfer, 9th on the ESPNW class of 21 rankings.
Her sister, a former Lady Vol, Tamari Key.
Key again gets the right block, but cut off this time by Shoup Hill. Even at 18, 7:45 left in the first half. Winner here will go to 7-0 and then pick up a nice non-conference top 25 win going into Thanksgiving. There's a straightaway three for Hassett. Off back iron, and three ball not falling for either side in a big way. Kentucky now 2 of 11. Illinois 0 of 5 from downtown.
Yeah, both these teams from beyond the arc, not clicking yet, but again, they both were hot yesterday. It's only a matter of time if they keep getting some of these open looks.
Might go into to that nice defense for both sides that we talked about. Here's Bostic from 18 feet out, nothing but nylon. Kendall Bostic with those 31 points Friday against Oregon State. Registered 1,000 career points as a Fighting Illini. Just such a decorated career for the fifth-year senior. There's Stark, who's had a nice trip to Nashville, and another birthday basket for Clara Strack. Back and forth we go. Not a lot of separation early on. We didn't think there would be much anyways.
Strack impressed me so much. Her ability from anywhere on the floor. She's so athletic for her size.
Three-ball corner pocket off the side of the backboard for Janice Bryant. Like we said, for both sides, you look at what they've given up defensively this year, it's not much. Especially for the Fighting Illini, their opponents 18% from behind the arc this year. So they're going to go a little closer this time, and why not? Strack hits another.
She's starting to feel it, and that could spell trouble for the Illini. They're going to have to figure some adjustment out to be able to contain her and not let her take over this game.
Strack's responsible for half the points right now for the Fighting, or I should say for the Kentucky Wildcats, 11 of the 22 for Kentucky. Offensive rebound under the basket for Bostic. Will dribble out, and they'll set up a new opportunity. They find Dolan left side. Another deep one won't go.
Bostic's battling down low, especially on that defensive glass. Or I'm sorry, that offensive glass. So she had caught a double team and still came away with that one.
Key step back. And not going to buy a basket there. Both sides still just trying to fill each other out. Here's a paint touch. Post move inside, a little separation, and 2 on the board for Bryn Shoup Hill. Just a year ago, 3 points per game, 2 rebounds. As she's played in 28 games in each of the last 2 seasons for Illinois. Certainly seen a bit of increase in production this year for Shoup Hill, 7 points a contest to this point. As a trip by Kentucky will bring us to a media timeout. Foul
here in his first year at the helm of the Wildcats. Just been really impressive what he did at Virginia Tech, and clearly his style of play travels anywhere you want to go. He's got this Kentucky team coming off a year, last year, a bit of a struggle. This team has, obviously with some of their transfers, not just Strack, but Amoore as well. Coach Kenny Moore and his crew, Kenny Brooks, correction, has it going.
Yeah, Brooks, as you mentioned, took Virginia Tech to that Final Four in 2023. Just one losing season in 22 years as a head coach. That was over 2 decades ago. And off certainly to a nice start during his time in Lexington. This game off to a nice start here. And the Music City Classic, final game of what has been a fun 3-day event of women's college basketball here in Music City. Jumper from the free throw line falls short for Dolan. Field goal percentages on both sides. Kentucky shooting 42%, Illinois at 29%. But both defenses have been stout early this year. Illini giving up 52 a game, as are the Kentucky Wildcats. Down low, here's Silva working left to right and off the window.
You get Strack on the bench after the success she's had early, and here comes Silva. There's no drop-off in this squad. The depth of the Wildcats is very impressive.
Silva standing at 6'7", is tied for the tallest player in program history for the Wildcats. Silva can't block the shot there, but able to get the rebound off the miss from Makaira Cook.
Just her wingspan and athleticism presents problems, just enough to get that off the mark for the Illini.
Got a foul here that'll give the ball back to Illinois. Going to go on Lexi Blue, the 6'2 freshman. Scoreless in her last 3 ball games. There records the foul, second against the Wildcats, and first against Lexi Blue. Illini, here's a drive into the paint. Runner off the bottom of the iron for Cook. And another board for Silva. Here's an opportunity in transition. Blue down low to Key, and a travel will be called. Give it to the Illini thus far. We mentioned the height for Kentucky. They wanted to feature it, but Illinois certainly kind of packed it inside and made it tough on some of the bigs for the Wildcats.
You're absolutely right. And then on the other end, the Illini, the bigs of the Wildcats, have made things difficult for Illinois. You believe this? 0 of 7 from beyond the arc, and that's a crucial stat for them throughout this game because it's clear they're going to have to start knocking some of those outside shots down, even just if nothing else to open up some potential to get in the paint.
Well, Kentucky's used that defense for some wide margins in their first couple ball games. There's a nice case of it as Strack blocks the shot and taken away by Georgia Amoore. Amoore looking to get something going. She'll catch right corner, fires, and can't connect. And how fitting, there's Kendall Bostic for the rebound. 8 rebounds already for Kendall Bostic as a collision on the opposite end of the floor. And a Wildcat slow to get up. It's Cassidy Rowe who took the hard hit and gets called for the foul.
Yeah.
Going over the back of the shooter, Genesis Bryant. But foul's actually going to be whistled on the floor.
Yeah, Rowe right there at the top of the key just got beat with the first step, and they're trying to play catch-up, and then that nice jump stop there by Bryant forced Rowe already in the air into the foul.
Illinois just now 1 of their last 9 on the offensive end. It's been over 2.5 minutes since they've put a point on the board. Amoore from Strack. Here's the jumper, and there's 2 points.
Just like butter. Just right there, pull up at the elbow, also smooth. Dialed is number 3.
Amoore, 19 points a game, 7 assists a year ago at Virginia Tech. Enters this year, preseason first team All-SEC among many other offers, or I should say honors, as Bostic finishes high off the backboard, gets it to fall with a little contact and one here upcoming.
Yeah, Bostic very strong, spinning to her right, going up with the left hand through the contact. And as we've mentioned, Bostic's going to be crucial to this offensive play and style of play for the Illini. Can they continue to lean on her here in the early going?
Tiani Key, the one that picks up the foul, it's going to be her second, team's 4th. With 2 minutes to play in the first half. Bostic can't knock down the free throw, but an offensive rebound and second chance thanks to McKenzie.
And you're not going to get a lot of those against the size of this Kentucky team, so see if they can take advantage of that there.
Lob pass to Bostic over her head, but last touch by the Wildcats. It'll stay on that end.
And that's that height and length and size of the Wildcats presenting problems. Trying to get an entry pass down low, but the help side defense is there on the back end, and between Silva and Strack, they're able to get there first to the ball. It just goes out of bounds.
This game's been played to a 6-point margin the entire time to this point. Attack in the middle, a runner of a shot for Cook won't fall, but contact and 2 free throws for the 5th-year senior.
I think they're going to get that 2 on Blue. That'll be something to watch. I believe that's her second.
Yeah, second on Lexi Blue, the freshman. Team's 5th, so now bonus time for the Illini. Another one of those actions where the Illini have done a lot of dribble drive, trying to get some of these taller Wildcats in a stance and trying to play a little defense, trying to get past them.
Well, and against this tough defense of the Wildcats, too, just the ability to attack, continue to drive, and at least get to the free throw line in these situations. They're 7 of 8 already in the game. The free throw line will be a very important piece for them tonight.
Make that 8 of 9. And that ties it up again. Another tie here in the first half. Blue playing with those 2 personal fouls. Hands to Amoore. Now to Silva in the paint. Silva post move and unable to finish with the left hand. And rebound gonna go out of bounds, stays with Kentucky.
And this is just great basketball to watch. The battle down low in the paint between these post players. You got Strack, you got Silva. I mean, even the length and size for Amelia Hassett just presents so many problems.
Blue from straight away, can't find it. Offensive rebound for Strack, but she traveled. 7th turnover against Kentucky. Getting opportunities down low, but once again, the Illini somewhat outmatched on paper when you look at size-wise, but they stood toe-to-toe to this point. There's a drive by Cook, and rebound belongs to Silva. Wildcats with possession, minute to play in the first half, tied at 26. Strack off balance, it doesn't matter.
Bostic, great defensive effort there. She's body to body. She's taken the physicality from Strack. Has her hands straight up. Just credit there, number 13. She has found her rhythm and groove here in the Music City.
6 of 8 from the field here in the first half. Already 7 rebounds. As the Wildcats fans making some noise for this defensive possession. Mishandled in the short corner. Now catching right block is Dolan. Fouled and one.
Amoore lost her footing there. She was the primary defender. Once she went down, a lot of open space there for Boland to pivot and go up and in, and then a help by Silva trying to catch up. Just too much contact there, trying to get the block.
67% free throw shooter for Dolan. That one didn't go. Wildcats have a chance at the last shot. We'll try and take a lead into halftime.
What a first half we've had here, too. An opportunity, as you mentioned, for Kentucky to get the last shot. But an absolute battle here in Music City.
Amoore off the screen from Silva, left the jumper short. Strack with the board, and a foul from behind the play will be called with 1.6 left in the half. Whatsoever through the first 2 quarters of action. And it's the Kentucky Wildcats, ranked 14th, the Fighting Illini, ranked 19th, tied at halftime here in the Music City Classic, presented by Coast to Coast here on Baller TV. We'll step aside, be back here in a while, have some halftime stats, and take a look and catch up to all the action here this NCAA with Baylor, Notre Dame, and Kansas State. But for Kentucky, on the other hand, they've got a ton of newcomers, 11 newcomers on this roster, kind of built in different ways, but as we've seen, they're just as good either way around.
And that's the world of college athletics we live in. This will be a year-to-year thing. The transfer portal, NIL, all changing the game quite literally and figuratively here in college basketball.
Well, as we get started for the second half, Amoore to Strack to get things going, and Kentucky right back on top. Amoore, certainly we talked about some of the scoring ability as Bostic can't hit from the short corner, but certainly dishes it out well. Entered tonight with 706 career assists, second in the NCAA in all 3 divisions. As she goes behind the back, finds Tiani Key. The Key can't convert.
See Kentucky jumping into the man right here, the man-to-man defense. Saw some zone out of them in the first half. It's interesting to see here in the second half how they control it. Both defenses playing pretty evenly throughout in the first half.
McKenzie, another hard attack, and a foul on the shot attempt will go against Strack. First on Strack, and back to the line once again for the Fighting Illini. It's McKenzie, 4 of 4 on the night to this point.
I thought Strack did a good job of keeping her hands straight up. Must have got her underneath with the body, but that's the ability of McKenzie just to move and maneuver throughout and try and take some contact and force the foul.
And maybe the Fighting Illini a little bit going with the aggressiveness of Kentucky. We mentioned about the great shot blocking abilities for the Wildcats. They've been able to draw a couple fouls, get to the line, but that second free throw won't fall for McKenzie. 9 of 12 now for Illinois from the charity stripe. Lawrence trying to pick and roll with Strack, didn't work, and Bostic going after the loose basketball will pick up the foul.
Yeah, that's a frustrating one for Bostic, trying to hit the deck. What any coach asks you to do, dive after the ball, get on the ground. That's out-hustle the other team, and she does that just slightly late getting there and takes the contact and gets the whistle.
Bostic's first tonight as Amoore crashes in and cashes in. 2 on the board for Georgia Amoore. 6 points tonight for the graduate out of Australia. Bostic wants to clear it out. Will go to work against Hassett. Turns, can't score over the right shoulder. And board belongs to Clara Strack. Here's Hassett. Give and go to Lawrence, but couldn't connect on the pass. Lawrence takes now the hard screen from Strack. Mid-range J. That's 2 for Deja Lawrence. Coming off a season-low 5-point performance yesterday in the win over Arizona State.
Kentucky getting into their sets offensively early, getting action off the ball, setting hard screens, and taking open shots, converting here in the early going of the second half.
Another opportunity at the hoop for McKenzie. That one won't fall. The Wildcats starting off on a nice, comfortable 6-1 run here in the first 2.5 minutes of the third quarter. Key works from the free throw line, turning, spinning, and can't score. Ball is going to be deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Illinois.
And it's been a paddle in the paint. Nothing is changing in that regard. Shoop, Hill, Strack, Key in there, all going at it, trying to fight for position and get some easy baskets.
Key now 2 of 7 from the field, but Strack having another night and has another basket. There's whistles and timeout Illinois as the Wildcats out of the locker room off to an 8-1 start here in the second half.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats out of halftime in a tie game. Just like we saw in the early going of the first half, they wanted to come out and set the standard. So far, they've done that. They lead by 7.
They've gone on a 6-0 run with a minute 23 gone and a nice stretch. 7:23 left third quarter. Now the Wildcats fans getting into it here inside Trojan Fieldhouse.
Big Blue Nation. They didn't have to take too far of a trip. And, you know, they always say they're nationwide, our Big Blue Nation. I'm sure there's a lot of locals in the building tonight, and you're starting to hear them there in the background.
Now largest lead of the night, a 7-point advantage for Kentucky. As the Illini, as we mentioned, that 11-game winning streak, they won 5 in a row to end the year last year in the inaugural WBIT. They go and have back-to-back postseason appearances for the first time since 2007, 2008. And that's where so much of this, progress and really the great work they've done here early this year. They returned all 5 starters from a year ago. And we're seeing another nice Illini team early this season, but all of a sudden just a little slow coming out of the locker room here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and this is a tough matchup. You didn't expect it to be easy. They're continuing to battle. They're figuring it out. Both teams looking to make adjustments. Kentucky, though, off the ball screen, right? They're getting quickly into their sets. You got Illinois a little slower into that front court trying to work through some things. And this length and size, which was a problem in the first half, still a problem in the second half. But they started to figure it out there. Illini, just 8 points. Don't count them out just yet.
Still have not hit a 3 to this point. 0 of 7 from beyond the arc, just shooting 26% from the field. For Kentucky on the opposite end, they're 45% from the field. That's a team 2 of 13 from behind the 13 arc, or I should say the 3-point arc. 7-point lead for the Wildcats. Illini basketball after that timeout by head coach Shauna Green, 47-25 during her time at Illinois in her third season, 10th head coach in program history. She's the first Illini head coach with back-to-back winning seasons in their first 2 years in charge of the Fighting Illini.
She's done a remarkable job and has this team rolling. Here they come. They're going to look to respond out of the timeout.
Going to Bostic after the timeout. She can't hit. Offensive rebound, a second chance try as Shoop Hill brings it in.
And you knew Bostic's number was going to be called. That's the go-to player to watch for the Illini. Strack up against her now. Made things a little difficult there on that drive.
Tough finish on the left side. Cook can't get it to fall. And Wildcats will look to extend their run. Hill down low had Strack, but deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Kentucky. after Shoop Hill touches it last.
That's a nice job by number 23 there. Strack coming down on the backside through the lane with Shoop Hill's back turned to the ball. She remembers, I got to keep my hands up, and able to knock it free and take away 2 easy points.
Bostic too aggressive on the inbound pass. Second from the 5th-year senior. Team second in the quarter. Strack mishandles it for a moment, picks it back up. Amoore off the screen, shot up, shot not going to go.
And shooting from beyond the arc still seems to be a problem here in the second half for both sides.
Yeah, it wasn't a problem for either side a day ago, but credit both defenses making it tough on the opponent. Here's another hard attack. Not a great roll for McKenzie, but 2 more free throws on the way for the senior. Foul goes against Amelia Hassett. Hassett's first, team's second. Amelia Hassett, the Eastern Florida State College transfer, was a JUCO third-team All-American a year ago. Another free one up and in for McKenzie. Now 10 points tonight, 6 of the 10 from the free throw line. And that'll give her 11.
And you've seen here throughout this game, really both teams, although overall struggling from the floor, Strack for Wildcats, McKenzie for the Illini, trying to keep their teams in this one.
Lawrence from the right wing, won't get it to go, but Strack all alone in the paint, the easiest 2 points for her tonight.
Yeah, she's been there time and time again to clean it up on the boards and gets the easy putback there.
19 points, 12 rebounds to this point. 7-point lead for Kentucky, make it 5. Kendall Bostic with a right-hand lay-in.
Bostic, we go to her time and time again. She's working hard. She deserves to get rewarded. Her shots haven't been falling, but that doesn't mean you don't feed her. Keep going to number 44.
Bostic, the reigning Big Ten Player of the Week. There's a denial at the hoop. Shoop Hill with the rejection. Illini in transition into the paint. There's a foul against Kentucky, and Genesis Bryant will head to the line.
Nice drive. I mean, through traffic and just goes up strong, rewards it, and Illini got a little momentum here.
Foul goes against Deja Lawrence, 3rd personal foul, team's 3rd. Bryant's first free throw off the front of the iron. 27 points, 5 assists yesterday. Went 4 of 5 from behind the three-point arc. She spent quite a time at the free throw line. Went 11 of 14 from the stripe. They're able to knock down the second.
12 of 16 now are the Fighting Illini as a team. That's 75%. That's a third of their point total here as we approach halfway through the third quarter.
Couple substitutions for both sides. For Kentucky, it's Cassidy Rowe out onto the floor. Had the basketball just a moment ago. Now in the hands of Georgia Amoore. Whistle away from the basketball. They're going to get Kendall Bostic.
Yeah.
With a push in the back of Clara Strack. Now third personal foul against Bostic.
Another battle there between Bostic and Strack. Bostic in position, but got one too many arm extensions with that elbow.
And will stay on the floor. Still 5 minutes left, third quarter. Amoore rattles out from range. Board secured by Illinois. Fighting Illini down by 4. Basketball in the hands of number 4, Dolan. Tries to go baseline, dribbled it off her foot out of bounds. That'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. 4-point advantage for the Wildcats from Lexington, Kentucky. 38-34 as you're watching the Music City Classic presented by Coast to Coast on Baller TV. Foul. Brady, the reigning Big Ten Player of the Week last week after 28 points per game, 10 rebounds a contest. Already in a little bit of foul trouble, but with the size of Kentucky, head coach Shauna Green going to elect to keep her out there and probably going to need her effort out there as much as they can.
And I think the struggles they've had offensively lead to that decision because she's still one of their leading scorers and she's the leading rebounder for this team. And second chance opportunities will be huge here down the stretch.
Wildcats after the media timeout. It's Georgia Amoore. A little step back at the elbow. There's going to be a foul whistled on the floor. It's going to go against Adalia McKenzie. Shauna Green not liking that call. Voices her displeasure off the inbound. Strack from 15 feet out. That's just almost money.
I'm not sure I disagree with her. I think he said there was a hit to the face. I didn't see it from our vantage point.
20-point outing again for Strack. 21 on the night. Bostic down low, reverses it in for 2. Kendall Bostic, just the 7th player in the history of the state of Indiana with 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds in high school. Putting up similar numbers here for the Illini. Has it back to a 4-point contest. Strack this time battles inside and off the window for 2. Inside out, Strack does it all.
And you see it there, though, Bostic on the primary defender trying to keep with Strack, but has to be careful with 3 fouls. We talked about it. That's a huge part here late in the third quarter.
Triple can't go for Cook. Kentucky on the offensive end. Cassidy Rowe. Now to Amoore. There's Tiani Key, and that's another one. From left to right, Tiani Key cashes in, and the Wildcats going on a little bit of a run. Now their largest lead tonight, 44-36.
The Illini trying to will this team to stay in it right here. This is a big possession.
Wildcats have hit 3 shots in a row. Illinois to respond, and that's what the doctor ordered time and time again. It's Adalia McKenzie drawing the foul, heading to the line for 2. This time committing the foul, Clara Strack, her second.
And that's what makes her so special, her ability to go straight up and in to the contact. She's not shying away, trying to fall away and create a nice special shot. She's just going hard to the basket and getting rewarded.
Illini's attempted 12 of 16. McKenzie 7 of 8 from the line. That one won't go. Adalia McKenzie, a 79% free throw shooter. Overall, this team a solid effort from the line. McKenzie gets the second to go. 76% from the stripe this year for the Fighting Illini. Georgia Amoore, 6 points, 4 assists tonight.
Oh.
And a basket here is Silva.
The beautiful pick and pop by the 6'7" freshman center out of Portugal, making it and extending the lead.
Another assist for Amoore, but on the opposite end, Amoore commits the foul and will send Makaira Cook back to the line for 2 shots. Illinois also now going to be in the bonus with 5 team fouls against the Wildcats.
Yeah, you see there Amoore decided, let's make her earn it a little bit. She got open behind the defense. Amoore right there just trying to step over and make the shot difficult. She'd say, hey, go earn it, and there you go with the first miss at the line.
Cook too strong on the first free throw. It's another aggressive attack to the basket. Cook was the WBIT most outstanding player last year in that tournament run that ended up in the Illini's first postseason championship in the inaugural WBIT. Here's a steal. It's Cook. Tries to beat Rowe back. Rowe will stand in, takes a charge, is called a charge. Basket fell for Makaira Cook. And a split decision in this gymnasium as here's a quick look. Oh, Brady looks like she was inside the arc.
It does look like she was inside the arc, and that is going to very much displease the Illini and head coach Shauna Green.
Would have been 2 and 1 for Cook. Instead, now they'll go down, play defense, down by 8, 2.5 left
A potential
in
for
the third quarter.
A potential for a 5-point swing in this spot of the game is big for the Illini.
Strack off the Rowe screen, has to pick up her dribble. Finds Silva outside, all alone. Rowe for 3. Too strong. Rebound tipped around and hauled in by Strack. Finds her teammate Hassett at the elbow and cash it for 2. 10-point lead for the Wildcats. Size starting to be an issue for Illinois.
It is indeed. And let's see, as both these fans, all these fan bases here on their feet.
Wildcats have hit 5 of the last 6 shots from the field. Illinois, it's been close to 3 minutes since their last make from the field, but a foul on the floor will end up in a shot from the field, but instead 2 shots from the free throw line.
They've been able to earn a lot of their money right here at the free throw line. This will be their 21st and 22nd attempt in this game.
Big foul call, too. That goes against Georgia Amoore. That's going to be her third personal foul.
That's a decision, too, for Kenny Brooks and his crew. Do they leave her in here in the third quarter, or do they get her to the bench and get her some rest?
Amoore's played every minute tonight. 2 for 2 on the trip for Micaiah Cook. With 90 seconds left in the third quarter, Wildcats tied with the Fighting Illini at halftime, now lead by 8. Silva will try to make it 10. She will. Clara Silva, the 6'7" freshman, with a step back.
Not playing like a freshman. She's had a very impactful third quarter here for the Wildcats.
She was the SEC Freshman of the Week opener here just a few weeks back. Bostic with a paint touch, left-handed shot, rattles out. And Hassett there to clean up the board. With a minute to play in the third quarter, the 6-0 Kentucky Wildcats ranked 14th in the nation. The Fighting Illini of Illinois 19th. Kentucky up by 10. Silva wants to go down low to Strack. Tipped and stolen by the Fighting Illini. Dolan coast to coast around the defender, and 2 on the board and 1 upcoming.
A nice play there by number 4. A chance to cut into this deficit. That's a big-time play and a big-time moment for
Rowe commits
Dolan.
the foul. Dolan, impressive right-hand finish on the left-hand side. Dolan for 1. She's got 8 tonight. Give her 9. Wildcats have been efficient on offense as of late. They've missed 1 shot in their last 7 attempts. When you give it to Strack, that's usually the case. Strack going to be blocked at the rim. It's Shoop Hill with the denial. Out of bounds on the baseline. Possession to the Fighting Illini.
They continue to battle and battle and battle. Just there in the paint. It's been a very physical game on both sides. And these two defenses giving it everything they got.
Tiani Key will exit the lineup. Or I should say enters the lineup. And exiting is Georgia Amoore. Coach Kenny Brooks gets Amoore out off the floor with those 3 personal fouls. Chance here for Illinois to cut their deficit to 5 or maybe even 4. They'd have to hit their first 3 tonight to make it 4 with 5 seconds left. Attack, drive, foul. And that's going to stop the clock with 4.1 left in the third quarter. And 2 more shots from the charity stripe. Brady, the Fighting Illini have lived there here in the second half.
And they're going to continue to live there as this game gets later and later into the moments here in a top 25 matchup of this caliber. These two teams going to give it and lay it on the line. You got to earn it here at the stripe. They say it's free, but that doesn't mean it comes easy.
You're right. Free throw offline for Micaiah Cook. Illinois 6 points from the field since halftime. They scored 9 points from the free throw line, now 10. 10 of 15 from the stripe in the third quarter. Kentucky up by 6, 4 seconds left. See what kind of look they can get here before we go to the fourth. Inbound to Amoore at half court with 2, with 1, lets it fly and off the backboard and will not fall. It's a 6-point ball game as we head to the fourth quarter in this top 25 matchup. The 19th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini trailing the 14th ranked Kentucky Wildcats 50-44. Exciting 10 minutes of women's college hoops.
We haven't seen these teams trying to get a lot of shots up from beyond the arc. They know exactly what they want to do, how this game is going to be played with the physicality. They're just trying to earn it down in the paint.
Illinois begins the fourth quarter trailing by 6, and now looking at a 2-3 zone for the Wildcats to begin the fourth. Dolan, she's certainly capable of hitting it from downtown, 32%, but why not go inside and back into the hands of Adalia McKenzie? That makes it a 4-point game. Tiani Key off to Georgia Amoore. Amoore 6 points, 5 assists tonight. Tries to find there with Key going baseline, cut off with 9 on the timer. Nice defensive possession here for Illinois. 3 on the way up top, off the back of the rim and off the shot clock. Ball to the Fighting Illini.
4-point game, closest it's been in a few minutes now. Illini have the opportunity to really cut into this and take that momentum back from the Wildcats.
Fighting Illini do it with typically a ton of seniors on the floor. 5 seniors on this roster combined for 378 career starts and 520 games. They are an experienced crew. Bostic, one-on-one with Silva, wanted to kick it far side, and intercepting the pass is Deja Lawrence. Lawrence will go to coast, fouled and one.
Yeah.
Nobody stopping the basketball, and Lawrence wasn't going to stop herself.
Bostic on the other end wants that pass back. Didn't see that they're trying to make that skip pass, and then on the other end she gets assessed with the foul there.
They get the foul on Dolan, Gretchen Dolan.
Oh, okay. That's good news, too, for the Illini.
Teams first. Deja Lawrence grew up playing in a gym that had carpet. Playing on the hardwood here tonight and finishing on a 3-point play. And this Music City Classic, all of a sudden Kentucky back up by 7.
Illini, still 8 minutes left in the game, plenty of time and just a couple possession ball game. But it's been really difficult here on the offensive end for them. They need to start finding something that can work effectively.
Illinois 30% from the field tonight. Here's a good opportunity, left wing. Unable to get it to go. Offensive board and another basket. It's McKenzie again.
The lid from beyond the arc continues to be an issue on both sides, but when you can get down there and clean it up for your offense, that's what's going to keep this one close.
16 now for McKenzie. And as Illinois settles in on the defensive side, Makira Cook gets called for the foul. Her second, team second. Shot, Amoore, yes. Georgia Amoore, she just do it all.
The Wildcats so good from those sideline out of bounds plays, able to get a first look right there, and Amoore confident knocking it down.
Touch at the elbow, first time out there tonight for Haven Smith. Illini moving around. Dolan had her shot rejected by Tiani Key. And a travel as the basketball is picked up by Bryn Shoup-Hill. Starting to see the shot blocking situation come into effect for Kentucky.
Yeah, Bostic headed to the bench moments ago. That's where you see that action coming in for Smith, but can't leave her out there too much longer in a close ball game like this with just 7 minutes left.
Wildcats team first in the nation in shots blocked per game. Amoore looks to go to work. Nothing doing there, gets it right back, fading away on an 18-foot jumper. And won't see it fall through the hoop. Illinois trying to pick up the tempo, and in doing so, Dolan loses it out of bounds off her own foot.
Dolan saying it's off of I believe, Georgia Amoore's foot, but she's not going to get that call. And right there, this Kentucky pressure, and the Illini are feeling it.
They can pressure you at the rim, and that time 30 feet from the basket. Lawrence for 3, yes!
Haven't seen many of those fall throughout the game tonight. Just the third one altogether, and all 3 belong to the Wildcats.
14 of 26 from downtown entering tonight. Lawrence hits that one, responsible for 2/3 of the triples this evening. McKenzie outside. Can Illinois find their first? Not on that one. Shot offline for Shoup-Hill, and Kentucky leading by 10. They'll look for more. Usually that happens when it's in the hands of Amoore. Steps up, floats it up, off back iron. Silva with the rebound. Outside Lawrence. Can she match? No, not that time. Key, offensive rebound and a putback. The Kentucky Wildcats off and running here to start the fourth quarter, leading 60-48, and timeout taken by Illinois.
All Big Blue Nation here in the last 5-6 minutes, and their crowd rewarding them as they head into this timeout with a big lead.
A 7-0 run for the Wildcats the last minute 45, and they lead at 60-48 with their largest lead of the night. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's coverage of this top 25 matchup here in the Music City Classic, presented by Coast to Coast on Baller TV. Christian Capozzi, Brady Ray with you here this evening. Brady, you know, stride for stride in the first half. These two teams were pretty equal, but Kentucky slowly but surely kind of stretched their way out in front, now leading by 12.
Well, and stretch is a good way of putting it. It's the size, the length, the stretch from this Kentucky Wildcats team that has made all the difference here down the stretch. It just made it really difficult for the Illini to get anything going offensively. And, I mean, look, the Illini have gone to the free throw line 25 times in this game already compared to the Wildcats. They've only been to the line twice. So it's not like they've had their opportunities, but it's, again, shots not falling. You can't win the game solely at the free throw line. You can win it late at the free throw line, but you got to get your shots falling here, and that's just not been the case so far for the Illini in the last 6 minutes.
Clara Strack had 24 in this gymnasium a night ago against Arizona State. Here she is tonight with 23 points against the Fighting Illini. And the transfer from Blacksburg, it's paid off big time right now for the Kentucky Wildcats. I think Clara Strack's had a pretty nice birthday trip to Middle Tennessee.
A memorable one nonetheless. This team rocking and rolling. Those music references, they kind of write themselves. So just all around a great trip so far for the Wildcats, but it's been a great tournament here in the Coast to Coast Music City Classic. A lot of good basketball has been played, and you can't ask for two better teams that we're going to see plenty more of throughout the season. This is just one of those very few moments that they're going to collide again, and I expect you'll see them down the road.
60 for Kentucky, 48 for Illinois, 6:26 left in this one. See where the Fighting Illini can find some offense here. 0 for 10 from behind the arc, just 30% from the field overall. Offensive rebound brought in by Shoop Hill. Here's a three, it rattled out for Bostic.
That's a good look, too. It just has not been falling tonight, but you got to keep taking those open shots. Now or later, one of those is going to go.
And getting some second chances, 9 offensive rebounds tonight for Illinois. That's somewhat of a rarity against this Kentucky team, one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the country. Oh my, Clara Strack. Whoa.
What else can you do?
Off balance, still finds the bottom of the basket, and on the opposite end helps in pulling in a defensive rebound. Kentucky leading by 14. Tiani Key looks to make it 16. She will. Wildcats are off and running. 14-2 run, 11-0 run over the last 3 minutes of action.
The Illini need an answer. They need it quick. They'll go to Bostic here down low.
Bostic puts up the shot, thought she was contacted. And the miss picked up by Tiani Key. Can Kentucky pour on? Key, yes, she can. Points down the floor to Georgia Amoore, and another Illinois timeout. 13-0 run for the Wild.
You need these guards to really be able to penetrate in through the lane and get a kick out or even a dump off. You've seen the pick and pop work for the Wildcats. You got to think there might be an opportunity there for Illinois. Once they get one to fall, they might start going.
McKenzie leads the crew in scoring tonight with 16, 8 of the 16 from the charity stripe. It's an 18-point lead for Kentucky as Amoore steals it out of the hands of Cook, leaves it down the floor to Lawrence to make it 20.
That's not exactly what you wanted out of the timeout, but credit to this defense and Amoore getting a hand in there and getting it off to Lawrence for the easy layup.
18-2 run over the last 4 minutes. Wildcats have run away in the fourth quarter. Can the Illini fight back? Bostic tries to tap in the offensive board. On a second attempt, tries to power it up and right into a held ball, and the arrow is in the favor of the Wildcats.
Been one of those halves so far for Illinois. And Bostic, I mean, you see her here just working, but again, that's a clean strip there and a tie-up by the Wildcats.
This Kentucky team, it's the tallest roster in their program's history. With 11 newcomers on the team. Several transfers. Amoore from distance, no. Key with an offensive rebound. Lawrence, she'll try from the right wing. That one won't fall as well, and a foul on the rebound. It'll stay with Kentucky after the foul against McKenzie.
Second chance opportunities. You know, Illinois, they get the first miss, but again, Strack and Key down low along with Hassett able to come away and keep that ball alive for the Wildcats.
Kentucky 15th in the nation in rebounds a game, hauling in 45 boards per contest. Give and go. Here's Strack. Another. Nope, not that time. Rebound tipped out, and another second chance try. Amoore to the corner. Hassett all alone in her own zip code. And a tray on the board for Amelia Hassett.
Everything's working right now for Kentucky. It's a well-oiled machine. And they're right back in the half-court defense.
Hassett likes to see that one fall, and certainly does Makaira Cook. The first triple tonight for Illinois puts an end to an 18-0 run.
On the 13th try of the game from beyond the arc, they finally get one to go.
Makaira Cook, 33% shooter from downtown. Hassett will try again, and there it is! Amelia Hassett in the season opener went 4 of 7 from beyond the arc in her last 5 games, 3 of 19, but she's found a groove here late in this one.
Not just Hassett, everybody for the Wildcats has found a groove.
Hassett's second triple tonight, 74-51. Wildcats looking to go back to Lexington on the right foot. Battle for the basketball under the basket, and it's Strack who comes away with it. Hassett again, left it short, and rebound kicks right into the hands of Bryn Shoup-Hill. Illinois will look to match right wing, off front iron, and Wildcats looking to put the final touches on this one in a game that was tied at halftime at 28. Kentucky just slowly pulled their way away from Illinois.
And you'll see they'll do it on the back of Clara Strack, and maybe Hassett there can't get that one to go, but she's had a nice run here in the fourth quarter. 25 and 15, the stat line so far for Clara Strack as we start winding down.
Look down low for Bostic, can't get it to go. Amoore Lawrence, and that should be the finishing touches on this one. Timeout, Kenny Brooks says it's going to be a successful trip here to Music City for the 14th ranked Kentucky Wildcats. Impressive down the stretch here for the gals in blue and white.
Yeah, Kenny Brooks and this team picking up right where they left off yesterday. A battle there in the first half, but again, Kentucky just too strong, too tall, too athletic here. And you know, it's not like Illinois doesn't have it. They're right there with them. Don't be fooled by this score here in this moment. The Fighting Illini are a real contender the rest of the way. Just not their night shooting the ball. 1 of 15 from beyond the arc, 16 of 58 overall. Field goal shooting, a shooting percentage of just, as my stats fall away from me here, but a poor shooting percentage. It's just one of those nights. Every team seems to have one. You rather it be here early instead of late. You don't like to see it, but you got plenty of experience here. Don't sleep on the Fighting Illini.
Oh, absolutely not at all. Both teams at 6-0 coming into tonight's matchup. You look at some of the numbers too, Brady. Very identical in some of the things they do offensively. Both teams scoring around 80 points a game defensively. They've been holding teams to around 52 a contest. But I think we've really seen on Showcase tonight just the depth from Kentucky.
That's the storyline to me. We've seen it here. Anybody they've come out, the depth, the size, the experience of this roster has allowed them to kind of pull away here late in this one.
2-3 zone for the Wildcats and a travel outside called against Illinois.
And wouldn't you know, that three-pointer does fall, but it's only after the travel there.
Substitution is Deja Lawrence will exit the lineup. Lawrence with a nice performance this evening, 15 points, hit 2 triples. Lexi Blue's out there in white and blue. Blue, Lake Highland Prep graduate, won 5 state championships. Going to try the corner 3. It's not going to fall. And a rebound brought in by Shoup-Hill. Dolan off the screen to Bryant. Now short corner jumper. That's Kendall Bostic. And Kentucky cleans it up. Minute left in this one before the end of this excellent Music City Classic here in downtown Nashville.
Big Blue Nation starts to stand to their feet. A nice tie-up. The effort and hustle still there even in the waning moments of this one.
You certainly think, too, for Kentucky, and they're quite familiar with the Nashville area overall, but their first conference road game of the season after the New Year's at Vanderbilt, January 5th. This may be part one of a two-part trip to Music City during the season.
They'll definitely get to go home and enjoy a couple days break for the Thanksgiving holiday. Happy and undefeated. A great performance here by the Kentucky Wildcats tonight.
Yeah, they'll prepare for a matchup against North Carolina coming up on December 5th as the Fighting Illini. They'll take on Canisius on December 2nd.
And the Fighting Illini, you look one game after that, too. Then they travel to Ohio State. They are not shying away from these big games.
Foul on the reverse lay-in, and two more free throws for Adalia McKenzie before this one's in the books. Can't question the effort and the hustle from McKenzie tonight. Of all the shot blocking stats and notes we brought up, McKenzie went right into the teeth of defense from start to finish.
16 points leads the way for the Illini offensively. Gotten to the stripe a handful of times. Overall, I'm sure they'll look back and have plenty to kind of build off of and go back to work with. But again, I say it as these seconds wave off. The Fighting Illini are here to stay. Don't let this score fool you. A great performance tonight by the Kentucky Wildcats.
Tied at half, but Kentucky pulls away in the second half and wins it over the 19th ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. A final score of 76-53. A fun ball game between two of the top ranked 25 teams in the nation. And good contest overall, like you mentioned, Brady, for Kentucky. Certainly happy to pick up a win against a ranked opponent, but at the same time, Illinois, you certainly find some stuff out about yourself, and usually nothing wrong going up against stiff competition.
Absolutely not. An early season loss against a top-ranked team is not going to hurt you in the long run. It's what you do off of this performance, how you respond. And they'll go right back to work. I don't know what their schedule is, but nonetheless, they'll be right back at it December 2nd, and they'll be fully prepared. This Shauna Green and her staff are just way too good. This Illinois team's way too talented. You will see plenty more of them the rest of the way.
Standing ovation for both sides as they head to the locker room and what has been a successful Music City Classic, especially for Clara Strack, celebrating a birthday and also scoring 49 points in 2 days. Brady, I think that's certainly the one Wildcat that stood out in a tremendous way.
Happy birthday, Clara. I mean, if you're going to name him MVP of the Coast to Coast Classic, I don't know how it is not number 13. All around impressive.